Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Journey. And there's two life lessons cards here. After with the World Tree being one of them. Yesterday we talked a little bit about that King of Vessels, the Heron, and he's the guardian between death and life. And here you have the Journey card, which in the Rider-Waite tarot deck is also known as the Death card. And when I focus on this, I always look at this is an opportunity to there's always life after death, and the ecosystem that's in the Wildwood Forest is there to give life to other things. And when I meditated on this and I thought about it, here you just walked through the World Tree the other day, and it's a new beginning, and you have to put to dead some of the things that's happened in the past. Maybe that challenge that's up there, maybe that karmic reunion that was out there with that Six of Vessels, right? The journey represents the opportunity for cyclical change, okay? And it's not to be feared. It's something that, just as the seasons come and go, so does the journey comes and goes. And sometimes we're starting a new journey, sometimes we're ending a journey. All right? And, there's a lot of cultures that look at death as an opportunity for a new life. And, at one time, the dead were not feared. The dead were looked at as guardians and holders of wisdom, and they were respected. And yes, their bodies move on to the ethereal plane, but at the same time they've passed on that knowledge and the wisdom. And I like to say it's a celebration of life. All right. And with that Heron, that King of Vessels being the guide between life and death, between the two realms, this is an opportunity to take your emotions, all right, and begin a new emotional journey, all right? Begin a new emotional spiritual quest, and not let things get to you so much, all right? Whatever that challenge was, or whatever that rivalry is, okay? It's time to take that next step in the evolution. Like I said the other day, reaching that quest, right? And getting that ding, moving on to another level, right? With the Journey card as a life lessons card, it's an opportunity to let the past die, okay? Acknowledge your deepest fears and desires, with this card. And you walk through the door of the World Tree the other day, and I'm sure there was some fear and some trepidation as you did that too. But, as we talked about it, with every new step, there's a new opportunity. All right. And, we can be fearful of that change that's out there, but we have to take that step. You have to start from the most logical spot. All right. And think it through, and, I went through this exercise, with an associate of mine, and it was all about, he wanted to buy a car, and it's like, okay, that's great. You want to buy a car, but what do you have to do about it? You have to go through the steps. You have the financing, right? If you don't have the financing, then you have to save up to get the financing. If you don't, how do you do that? You need to work more, all right? And, maybe you need to work some overtime, all right, when it's offered to you, instead of passing it all up, right? And think through those steps as it goes to get to that goal that you have. And sometimes, we get lost in that translation. We get lost in the idea that, what am I really working for? What am I really going for? Okay. And, we forget what that fear is. And before you know it, you have it. You have that goal, that's in front of you. So do not fear the change, because it's at a time of realignment for you, where as you went ahead and you hit that ding, you finish this quest, okay, and you set those goals for the next piece of it, whether it's internal goals or universal goals being downloaded, okay, what you're doing is you're realigning your spirit to what the universe has for you, okay? you're opening yourself up for that change to come down, just like in this full moon. Okay, this full moon is there, to help you, move forward, to get those desires and acknowledge, those ambitions that you have. All right. When you realign yourself, okay, what happens is, as you're taking those deep breaths in and you're purging out the old emotions, purging out the old hurts, okay, you're bringing in new energy from the universe. You're bringing it into your solar plexus, you're into your heart, into your soul, all right, and you're allowing that new energy to, help you be enthusiastic, help move forward, okay, to brighten your day, so to speak, to put you in a more positive attitude with moving forward. And as a result of purging out that old stuff that's dead, that's no longer serving you, you're bringing in that new energy, all right? And before new growth can begin, it needs to be renewed. So celebrate and acknowledge, the passing of something that's dead, okay? And rejoice with patience and calmness on the new opportunity to grow. Because, it may take more than one season to get where you need to be next, based on that world tree, all right? And the King of Vessels is asking you, where do you need to be more tolerant, with your emotions? As this new journey is coming on, where do you need to be more tolerant with learning the life lesson? Okay. Stay dedicated with that Nine of Arrows. That's what she's still out there. And you know what? Dealing with new emotions, they can be a challenge. All right? They can be a challenge within. One guy's sitting on one side saying, you know what? We need to do this. And the other guy say, no, don't do that. When you get into a situation like that, where there's a choice to be made, I always look at it and I say, be prepared. Message that I'm on the right track here. Be prepared to look at those choices and what offers you greater clarity on those choices. If you can figure out what that clarity is and see if one's brighter than the other, a brighter path, a brighter option, a brighter decision, ask yourself how you feel about those decisions. How do you feel about this? Well, not so good. But how do you feel about this? Oh man, I really like it. That's your intuition talking to you, okay? That's the intuition telling you about that rivalry and that challenge. And that karmic reunion, the Six of Vessels is out there, and you've got, 3 vessels down there because the Page of Vessels is right out there too. And the Page is asking you is, where do you need to let your feelings show? And maybe you're still purging some of those old feelings out. That's good. It's good to purge those feelings out. It's good to, purge those tears or purge those emotions. Because what that's going to do is it's going to open you up to receive something better, to receive more goodness, okay? To let go of that stuff that's stale and dry. And then the other question that page asks is, where do you need to have a deeper trust? Or who is asking you to have that deeper trust? Maybe the universe is putting that upon you. Have a deeper trust in me. We've got you covered. We understand. Everything's going to be all right. Because where there's death, there's life. And then the King of Arrows King of Vessels is also asking you, who's depending on you for support? During your journey, who do you depend on for support? Your spirit guides, your ancestors, family members to help you along your path. It's tough to make that journey alone, and sometimes you have to have people on that journey to help you. All right, and it's okay to open up. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to let your emotions flow. Let them be out. Right? Purge that old stuff out so you can have new life enter in. All right. Well, that's today's message. That journey card out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. This is D for Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.